The question says the frequency distributions of scores obtained by 50 students in a test are given in the table below. So this is the scores 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20, 24 and so on. And these are the respective frequencies. So 5 to 9 is 3 students, 10 to 14 is 10 minus t student, 15 to 19 is 30 students and so on. So the question asks is to determine the number A value of t, number B frequency of the model class, and the number C variance of the distribution. So let me attempt to answer this question now. If I go back to the question, that table is the mark distribution of some students, about 50 of them, or 50 students rather to be precise, and it is marks in the test, and those marks are given in this table. So those that score between 5 and 9, they are 3. Those that score between 10 and 14, they are 10 minus t. So it is an expression here. So let me attempt to get my t. This total frequencies would now be exactly equals to 50, because we were told that it is 50 students. So I'll use that to find the t. So I'm going to add the frequencies 3 plus the next frequency 10 minus t plus the next frequency 3t plus the next frequency which is 8 plus the next frequency which is 2t plus 2 plus the next frequency which is t plus 2, and this must be equals to 50 because it is 50 students altogether. So simplifying, or rather solving this equation, collecting like terms in this left hand side gives me 25 plus 5t equals to 50. The 25 is the addition of the constant numbers here, 3, 10, 8, 2 and this 2, and 5t is adding those, this is minus t plus 3t plus 2t plus this t give answer 5t equals to 50. So I continue. So I'll take this 25 to the right hand side. There I'm going to have 50 minus 25, which is 25, and dividing both sides by 5, your t is going to be 5. So this t in this table, the value of t is now equals to 5. So I'm going to use it to find the actual frequencies. So the table will now look like this after using t as 5 to find the actual frequencies. So 5 to 9, the frequency is 3. I just copied it. But this frequency 10 minus t is now 5. So I subtract 5 from 10. So 10 minus 5, the result is going to be 5. The next frequency which is 3t, but t is now 5. So I have 3 multiplied by 5. That will be 15. Here it is 2t plus 5t is 5. 2 times 5, 10 plus 2 will be 12. And the last is t plus 2. T is now 5. So 5 plus 2, the result is going to be 7. So this is the table. I'm going to use this because I have to have the actual frequency so that I can get the question number B and question number C. So from here, even question number B, the frequency of the model class. So model class is that class with highest frequency. I can see that it is 15, the highest frequency. So the frequency of that model class is now going to be 15. So I have answered question number B also. So let me move and answer question number C in the next page. So next is to find this question number C, in which we ask to find the variance of the distribution. Variance of this distribution, this is the distribution, and now I have the exact frequencies. So I'm going to copy this table in vertical format. So I have this table in vertical format, so where this is the scores, I just copied them. These are the frequencies, I've also copied them. So to find the variance, we need to have we need to do some little work to fill some columns here. So very first column is to get a class mid value, that is the x bar. The class mid value here is 7. Y is 7. I added 5 and 9 to get 14 and divide 14 by 2. That will be 7. So next class mid value is going to be 10 plus 14 to get 24, and 24 divided by 2 result will be 12. Next class mid value 15 plus 19, that result is going to be 34, and 34 divided by 2, the answer is going to be 17. So I'll continue doing the same. Next class mid value is going to be 22, next is going to be 27, next is going to be 32. So this is my class mid value, that is the x bar. I'm going to use this so that I have to get the mean, so that I'll use the mean to get the deviation. I'll use that deviation to get the square of the deviation and get the frequency times the square of the deviation. That is exactly what I have in the formula for finding variance. So I have to fill all those columns. So I continue. So next is fx bar, that is f times x bar. So I'm going to take each x multiplied by its corresponding f. So 7 times 3 is 21. Next will be 12 multiplied by 5 to get to 60. Next is going to be 17 multiplied by 15. That result is going to be 255. So next is going to be 22 multiplied by 8. That result is going to be 176. Next is going to be 12 multiplied by 27. That result is going to be 324. And the last is going to be 32 multiplied by 7. That result is going to be 224. So I'm going to use this fx bar, f times x bar to get the mean. It is that mean I am going to use to obtain this deviation. M is simply representing the mean of the distribution. I have to get it because it is mean that I used to get deviation. So sum of this fx will now be equals to, if you add all this, it will give you 1060. Summation of this fx and the summation f, we have it already. So my mean, which is going to be summation fx bar all over summation f. Summation fx bar is what I have here, 1060, and summation f, I have it already as 50. So I'm going to have 1060 divided by 50. Dividing these two results correctly give answer 21.2. This is now the mean of the distribution. Though the question didn't require us to find the mean, but I have to because I'm asked to find the variance, and in the variance there must be deviation. So I'm using mean to get a deviation. So I'm going to fill this column now. I'm going to take each and every x bar, then subtract this mean, 21.2. So let me start. So I'm now going to have 7 minus 21.2. That result is going to be minus 14.2. Next I'm going to take 12 minus 21.2. That is going to be minus 9.2. Next I will take 17 minus 21.2. That result is going to be minus 4.2. Next is going to be 22 minus 21.2. That result is going to be 0.8. Next 27 minus 21.2. The result is going to be 5.8. And the last is going to be 32 minus 21.2. The answer is going to be 10.8. So this is my deviation, that is x minus m. So I'm going to square all those values here to get x minus m squared, that is deviation square of the deviation. So minus 14.2 raised to the power of 2, that result is going to be 201.64. This 2.99.2 minus 9.2 raised to the power of 2 will now be 84.64. Next 4.2, it's going to be 17.64. Next 0.8 is going to be 0.64. Next 5.8 square is going to be 33.64, and the last 10.8 square is going to be 116.64. This is the square of the deviation. So I'm going to take each square of the deviation times its corresponding f, so that I fill this column. So let me do that. So I'm going to take 3 multiplied by square of this deviation, 201.64. The answer is going to be 604.92. Next will be this 84.64 multiplied by the corresponding frequency 5. The result is going to be 423.2. Next is 17.64 multiplied by 15 is going to be 264.6. Next 0.64 multiplied by 8, the corresponding frequency, that give 5.12. Next 33.64 times to 12, that result is going to be 403.68. and the last 116.64 multiplied by 7, that is going to be 816.48. if I add all this correctly, summation of this f times the square of the deviation is going to give me 2518. So I'll now write my formula for variance. The formula for variance, which is summation f times the square of the deviation all over summation f. And I have exactly this summation f times square of the deviation as 2518, and my summation f is 50. So I'm going to substitute. So I have 2518 divided by 50. So dividing this correctly give result 50.32. So this is the variance of this distribution. So with that, I finish answering this very question. What I'll just give is the mark distribution for this according to the official Neco marking scheme. So I have to go to the beginning of the very first page of this question. So let me do that. So the very first mark according to the marking scheme is method 1 mark, and this method 1 mark is for attempt to get the value of t, where you add these frequencies and equate to 50. You have method 1 mark there, and getting the value of t exactly equals to 5, you have an accuracy mark. Next mark is bonus 1 mark for getting 15 as the frequency of the model class. So you have bonus 1 mark. So this, in this page you have 3 marks. So let me move to the next page. So next page, the mark distribution is as follows. When you have all those deviations correct, you have this bonus 1 mark, and another mark is this method mark. This method mark is trying to sum the fx bar. Summation of this fx bar gives this method 1 mark, and summing them correctly to get 1060, you have this accuracy 1 mark. And the next mark is this method mark, also for attempting to add all those f times the square of the deviations, and when you add accurately to get 2518, you have this accuracy 1 mark. Next mark is where you are now trying to get the mean, substituting the summation of fx bar all over summation f, you have method 1 mark. And the next mark is the accuracy mark, when you have the mean as 21.2. Next is the method mark for attempting to get a variance, that is substituting the summation of f times the square of the deviation divided by summation f. Substituting those two values correctly, you have method 1 mark. And the last mark is for variance equals to 50.32 exactly, you have this accuracy 1 mark. The total marks awarded to this very question is 12 marks.